Yeah, hello, good evening, everyone. Once more, Mazes, okay, here. I just want to have another conversation with us. Now is a one-on-one conversation. As you can see the title, as the title says, this is one of those broadcasts where we, rub minds. You ring in, we discuss issues happening. So this evening I have time, and I said, let me come back and have this conversation with us. And my conversation this evening is going to center on three planks. Three planks. One, as you can see from the title, is about the cattle growth in Nigeria. The cattle growth in Nigeria. And the Nigerian who return money in Japan. And lastly, about ladies who are selling, or rather who are trading on babies. I mean, I thought I've had it all. I thought I've seen it all until I saw that this evening. I couldn't believe my ears that something like this could be happening in this nation in this time. And sadly, this is not happening. Again, this is not happening in northern Nigeria. This is not happening somewhere else. This is happening in the heartland of where most of us come from. And it is indeed absurd to note that something like this could be happening. On this note, that is customary to this station, whenever I have an evening conversation, to have all of you join me. And let us start with, let's know where you're watching from. Emi Sami, Emi Sami, you're rocking it this evening. Emi Sami, good evening. Emi Sami said, I've been looking good. Emi Sami, there are people who make me look good. Oh dear. People make me look good. People make me look happy. And thank you, everyone. Emi Sami, thank you basically for staying and being part of this this channel and this television house. First, like I said, I want to look at one thing to start with. I will be looking at three things actually. Three things I'll be looking at. The first one is the cattle growth. I do not believe that in Nigeria in 2020, we are still talking about cattle growth, for Christ's sake. Should we start smacking people? How can we be talking about cattle roots? Cattle. We are not in 21st century. That's why every state in the Southeast, honestly, many of you might not know what we do, or myself. I always use the word we because I don't want to ascribe anything to myself, because whatever we do is a collective. We do a lot. We push, we give them, we knock them, we are necessary, and honestly, we must review the the open grazing bill, the prohibition of open grazing bill. The only way we cannot allow cattle to walk around and go anywhere in the eastern, in the old eastern region, the whole southern Nigeria, nowhere actually. It doesn't matter. Cattle is not supposed to move around in Sokoto, neither is it supposed to move around, because it brings a lot of damages. It's only when people who take cattle come into your farmland because they are intruders. That's what I've said here on this channel several times. Okay, some of you are saying, okay, you can give me thumbs up. Okay, whoever gave me thumbs up now, thank you very much. You did a fantastic job. But here, the issue is, the only reason why people can live where they are and come to your place with cattle, that leads into conflict, because that's why I've said it multiple times. I do not for one second believe in this nonsense called headers farmers crisis. No, it is herders' invasion of farmland, because farmers have fixed assets that doesn't move. Herders are the ones that will move, move with their cattle. They can come from Sokoto, Adamawa, Benue, Nigerian Republic, sometimes even Mali, down to your farmland, and what in Igbo we call Obubo, just near your house. And they will come in there and they will graze. There are two things why they do that. And I want to, well, three, but the third one is what we're going to look at this evening, starting with. The first reason why they do that is because they still believe that there is an old grazing route that was maybe in the 1950s and 60s, even early 70s during the military eras. But time and development has overtaken those things. Remember, there was a time we had Obudu Ranch. In Awolowo's book, Awolowo, talked about how to solve, because this problem has been there, how to solve this problem using ranching. So ranching is the only thing. Okay, sorry, someone is okay. Exactly. Emi Sami is saying, Mazi, it's funny, what we are supposed to talk is ranches, not route. Exactly. Because it doesn't make sense. Please, it's funny. But again, why do we, because I've been thinking, suddenly, lately, what we see is, in Uguta, we saw a man, I think Njenje Media posted the video. A man attacked, an elderly man in his about 75, attacked in a farmland. What people don't know is that our people, our parents, our mothers go to farms as a means of sports. They don't have gyms. We don't have gyms in the villages, right? If I'm in my village now, I have my little farm. I go there. It's a form of exercise. Many of you wouldn't believe it. I still climb the palm trees. It's not that I cannot get people, but I like climbing the palm trees, cutting the palm fronds. It's a form of exercise. By the time you do it, you come back, you come down, you are sweating. You just go have your shower. So is that sweating is the same thing you can get if you go to the gym. And here we are talking about grazing route. And I thought I was the only person who sees the absurdity in talking about grazing route, because it doesn't make sense. But incidentally, I am not alone. It appears others are beginning to see the same thing. Now watch this Nigerian, Honorable John Mrakop or whatever. She actually talked about it in a way that you and I would agree. You would agree with me that that what she's talking makes a lot of sense. She's making sense. Okay. So yes, Ubachi Nwachuku, yes, I'm back again. I couldn't, sorry, I had to come back because the topics I want to discuss, I didn't, I don't know if I will have time tomorrow to do it. So I had to come back again to discuss these topics. One is about these cattle routes, and it is idiotic. It is nonsense to talk about cattle routes in 2020. Now, I thought I was alone. I thought I was, I'm losing it. But this lady here actually gave me succor. This lady gave me succor that I said, thank goodness I'm not alone. Now listen to what she's saying. Listen.
We have cattle routes in centuries back. Today, the routes. Today, we have the same routes that were cattle routes before. They are no longer cattle routes today because of development, because of civilization. So what then should be the proper thing to be done? The proper thing to be done is ranching.
Okay, let me stop her. You see, the thing is, we have a bunch of, unserious men. Look at the way they are sitting. Look at them. Look at the way they are sitting, where something of national importance is being discussed. We are talking about cattle routes, cattle routes. And she's talking about it. Look at the way they just, you know why they are sitting this way? They are, all of them there, they are the ones behind this. They are the ones behind it, all of them. They are tax invaders. I've said it before. I've written about it. People that all the big headers, the headsmen, the ones you see coming in our land, invading the little farmlands, are not the issue actually. The main issue are the ogas, the ones that have those cows. They don't pay taxes. Having cows is the easiest way to invade tax. Did you hear me right? The easiest way to hide your tax, to launder money, is cows. And the reason why you see a lot of that is because they see these are political hush puppies. These are local hush puppies that we have. I'll give you an example. An average cow costs about 180,000. Yeah, an average cow costs about 180,000. Now let's do a small, before I play that video, let's do this so that you understand what I'm driving at. Let's do a small mathematics here. Let's say 180,000 and you have, let's say 500 cows. Some of them have more, but let's say 500 cows. Now pay attention, 500 cows that you're not buying feed for. You just getting into people's land and taking those feeds. Now times 500, that's going to give you 90. No. What am I talking? Hold on. Okay, let's say you have 1,000 cows. Let's make it a round number. Yeah, 1,000 cows times 180,000. I mean, there is no cow you buy. What a minute! There is no cow you buy 180,000 to these days. But let's, for argument's sake, say it's 180,000 naira for one cow. Then do the math, and you know how much it is. 180 million. Now, if that person has, 10,000 cows, the money runs into billions. The individual, if you have a company today and that company is doing well, you must pay tax to the government. But here we are, people are taking cows, using the cows to destroy your land, pay nothing in feeding, and they pay no tax. They pay no tax. The only point you pay tax is you who want to use the cow. When you go to the market to buy the cow, they say you pay for land, you pay for union, you pay for this. But the cattle railer is the only thing he pays those common people. Why is no one talking about those behind it? I am happy that someone has risen to the occasion and is talking about it. Now listen.
We talk about the herdsmen, those who move about.
No, they're not the issue. They're not the issue. Exactly.
The challenge is the wealthy men, honorable members, senators,
the hush puppies,
presidents, governors, ministers, IG, CPs, everybody that has this cattle and gives direct.
Madam, God bless you. Everyone that has this cattle, that gives directive for you to move with this cattle, these are the problem. She said it. They are governors. They are his members in those houses of assemblies in the states. They are former IGs. They are the generals, the retired generals. They don't keep their money in the bank. That's why they go gaga when something happens to one cow. That's why they equate somebody's life that they cannot create. They equate life with cow. Let's go ahead.
To the 10-year-old boys, to the underage boys moving about, until we come to let ourselves know that this business, as we call it, this culture, as we call it, is enough to divide this country, is enough to destroy this country.
It is already creating confusion in the nation. It is already creating confusion everywhere. The thing is, that is the only reason why you will see that these people are not interested in solutions. Because if they are solution-oriented people, we should know that in this 20th century, 21st century, for Christ's sake, We should not, and we will not be talking about herdsmen. You should have ranches. Anambra State, for Christ's sake. If you don't have land, go to Abia State and have your ranch and move those animals by truck to the abattoirs. What are they doing in people's farm? If you have a animal depot where you keep them a couple of days before they get into where they get slaughtered, of course, you keep them there and you feed them. Do we have chickens moving all over? Do we have sheep moving all over? Do we have goats moving all over? No. So why must it be cow? Because those behind cow are those that control the society. It is time that we begin to say these things and say them the way they are.
Stop introducing sentiment into it. As a country, I do not think that cattle business, cattle culture is enough to divide this country. When in a home, as a head of a home, there is a challenge. The right thing for you to do is to begin to look at solutions on how to make sure
that is Honorable Joanne.
And the solution everybody is saying is to do ranching.
Ranching.
We all go outside the country. We travel abroad. We go to California. We see ranches. We see thousands of cows in one place put together.
Disgrace.
But here, what do? Every day, killings, people, hundreds of persons are killed because of what we call culture or what we call business. Until we get up
culture
to the reality, where the real owners of these cows will be invited for a stakeholders meeting.
They don't even pay tax.
Until then, I think we'll just be deceiving ourselves. When they're invited for meetings, then they should know that the life of a human being is more important than any business. And when that is done, Mr. Speaker, they will see the need for them to spend money to go into ranching. I don't think land is the problem. It is the willingness to do the right thing.
The willingness. You have.
When you want to do ranching, you come to Delta State, and I have my father's land to give out to you. We negotiate, just like other businesses. The Igbo man is also considered nomadic. Everywhere in the world, you find an Igbo man selling one thing or the other.
Did you hear that? Sister, right on. She is a rep from Delta State. The Igbo man is considered nomadic in some senses, and she is right. The Igbo man goes to, what's it called, Kafanchan. The Igbo man goes to the Odudua nation, the Odudua land. The Igbo man goes to Ghana. The Igbo man goes to Gambia. The Igbo man goes to everywhere. The Igbo man does not destroy. The Igbo man, rather, the Igbo man builds. But here you have a set of people, all they want is to no value added. Sorry, but there's no value added here because they don't even pay rent. They don't even rent from landlords who build. So they basically go into your bush and they occupy your bush. It is time we get a grip on this because that's what it is. And I'm happy that she is basically, saying this in the way it is.
Upset the system of the place they have come to because they want to do their marketing. They follow the rule. The right rule is that as Nigerians, if we still desire that this country should be in one, we should begin to look at how to keep our animals, regardless of who is owning the animal. It's not only Fulanis that own cattle. Some Igbo people are into cattle business. Hausas are into cattle business. Persons are into cattle business because they say it's profitable. But that profit you think you're making at the end of the day is not worth the life of any Nigerian.
It's not even about making. See, listen here. What my issue in the whole mess? My issue in the whole mess is now she made allusion to the Igbos being nomadic as well. Of course, the Igbos are nomadic in some senses, in terms of traveling, going to places where they go to. But what they do is they go build, they invest. They build good houses. They build good houses. I mean, it's as simple as that. They build good houses. No sentiment is not because I'm Igbo. Build And if you think I'm kidding, let me play this interview for you. That was the interview of the former Labour Party, in Nigeria, the Labour Party. Let me hold on. Okay, so let me just get this quickly. Let me play that for you so you understand what I mean, because this is not hearsay. I'm only telling you. The thing is, I made a video time said when some people made the argument about the four Yorubas, I said, well, I don't necessarily have issues with that, but the issue I have is, sadly, Igbos are builders. They build, okay? So, but we have people who don't build. But here you have Igbos building, Igbos basically doing what they know how to do best. So now watch this video.
The Igbo man.
Do you understand who Igbo man is?
Because I'm Igbo. Is the most patriotic Nigerian.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at it, the Igbo man is the man that is actually working towards the unity of Nigeria. There is no place in this country you won't find
an Igbo man.
A well-built house by an Igbo.
Mark that, underline that word, a well-built house. What is a well-built house? Not a temporary accommodation, a house built with cement, brick, and mortar. Well done, with good roof, metrocopo, long span zinc, metrocopo, or what's it called, step tiles. Well-built house.
Okay, let's go to the southeast. Nigerians are watching me. How many Nigerians have built houses in the southeast?
Mm-hmm.
A friend once challenged me. I say it's because we don't give our land. I say that's.
You see, it's another nonsense that people who are not willing to leave, because when they say it's not about southeast, because how many of them have houses in Gabon? Gabon is not southeast. How many of them have houses in Kenya? How many of them have houses, aside the ones the political leaders steal? When they loot money, they go buy in America, they go buy in London, they go buy in Dubai, aside those ones. But within the neighboring African countries, okay, Igbos don't give you land, but how many do you have there? Then listen to it.
Yes. That was when I was still in London. I kept quiet. I traveled and brought one CFO.
He brought one CFO because someone challenged him that Igbos don't sell land. Now, again, he's giving the person free of charge, not even building.
Say, take. Go and do the power of attorney. Go and build in Igbo land. He said, no, I don't need it. You don't need it. But give me one. I have a house in Ondo town. That is the spirit of the Igbo man. There is a saying in Igbo land. Ebo onyebi.
Awachi. Bagam. Ebo onyebi. Awachi. The reason why I played this short clip is to reinforce my point that it is sometimes the headsmen destroy these places that they go to because they have no attachment to it. They have no investments there. The masters, the ones that send them, are not interested. They are not there. They are not close there. So it doesn't matter if the place goes on to blazes. It's none of their freaking business. So it doesn't necessarily matter to them. Actually, anything can happen. Who cares? That is the mentality. That's why people who are in charge would be having cows. And bear in mind, they don't pay tax. I've said it, and I want to be challenged on that. They don't pay taxes. Let them declare the taxes that they pay. No taxes. They do not pay taxes. They are tax evaders. I call them in fact, in my worldview, they are the hush piperians. They are the hush puppies of the legislative arms. They are the hush puppies in government because they are tax evaders. Someone who imports from China, from somewhere, pays taxes in order to bring those goods in. But there they are, they just breed these cows, you know, what they call the Miyetti or the Miyetti Cattle Breeders Association. These are a bunch of people who breed cows. Who breed cows. Okay, so someone is saying here, blessed be. Let me read your comments before we continue. Blessed be said, I'm a Yoruba, my goddaughter, my goddaughters are Igbo, and I've associated and relate, I relate with everyone. As a Yoruba woman, I found out that me and my families and parents and siblings always have a lot in common with Igbos. We always love each other. I agree. That's why I made a video before last week, or I think was it last weekend, that the Igbos, when I explained how how Zeke was coaxed by the British not to cooperate with Awolowo, that is the NCNC and Action Group. That is time that they come together, because obviously the Yorubas agree that it is wrong to have your cows roam the streets. That's why it started by former Ekiti State Governor, that is Ayo Fayose, when he mobilized his people and with hunters, and they said no, we don't want cows to roam the street. But the reason why that appears to be a national malady is very simple, because those in authority, those that ought to govern, those that ought to do the things that provide leadership, are those that are involved. These are people who are involved in this. Having said that, the plank of what I want to do today is in three folds. However, if we look at that, we see even within the homeland, there is trouble. Aside the headers issue, there is trouble, and there is a serious trouble indeed. Serious trouble. People now sell kids. I couldn't believe it. People sell kids. Kids. 950,000. 1 million. They sell them. As a trade, as people do motor parts, as people do other trades, they pay. I think I'm kidding you. I kid you not. I kid you not. I kid you not, people. Watch this and listen attentively. I'm not going to post this. Listen to this attentively. Look at this lady here and look and listen to the police interrogation. I kid you not. Listen to the police. No, oh, sorry, it's not. Sorry, wrong video. I kid you not. Listen to the video here. Yeah.
To the woman today, and you told this woman now 1 million naira, so that you can collect 50,000.
Okay, listen. Let me clarify this. What's happening here? The woman, all of them, overbloated, is saying that she got the baby for 950,000, sold it to the other for 1 million. Somehow they all got apprehended. I say kudos to the police for doing this excellent job. Now listen.
Okay. Now, how did you come here today? Where do you stay? What is your name? One culture from Omahia. You have been arrested in Port Harcourt here today at Wilkie Junction. Or where? Where were you arrested? Rumoputa Junction. What happened? Where were you here?
This is about the
uh-huh. 2 weeks old child. 2 weeks old.
I have somebody that is surviving.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Hello.
I said that I should come and check it very well.
Okay. Okay. Talk loud. Talk loud.
That is how my voice is. Then, as I can't ask them how much, she told me 1 million.
Okay.
You see, she asked how much, and she was told 1 million. Bear in mind here, she was already, the other lady already added 50,000 to this. to the transaction. Listen.
Who told you that the baby is 1 million?
It's me.
Okay.
This man says 9,500.
And who told you that the baby will be sold at 1,050,000? Okay, the top.
So I now say that I should come and see the baby first.
Okay.
So I will see the person that I came.
Okay, that is why you came.
Yes, and I
Okay.
You come
Did
with
you
who?
come with? Who do you come with?
I come with my sister.
Yeah.
My sister.
What is her name?
It's John.
The time you came and bought the other one,
She came with me because I'm sick.
she also came with you
Because I'm
to
sick.
come and buy the baby. How much you bought the first one?
One.
That's your man's daughter or son.
I don't know her. I don't know
Oh, okay. How much you bought that one?
1.
What is 1?
1,100,000.
1 what?
1,100,000.
100 what? Naira or euro? Huh?
Naira.
Okay, that's what you bought it. Okay, when you bought it, 1,100,000 naira. That was what you bought the first baby you bought. From who? Now, today,
From
who? From who? Okay, this one you came today to buy. How much do you want to sell it today?
She told me this one.
Huh?
The person that wants the baby. She's the one that gave me the money.
How much she give you?
The same amount.
How much?
1.
Where is the money?
Inside my bag. That's it.
This thing now. Hold it for hand. Collect it and hold for your hand.
Give it to her.
How much is this?
1.
1 what?
1.1 million.
Okay, this 1.1 million. What do you want to use it to do?
I never see this.
I say, what do you want? What did you come to do with 1.1
She
million?
called me to come and see the baby now. That's why I came with it. If the baby is okay.
You will not pay. Huh? You will do what?
I will not pay to her.
For
To
the,
who?
To who?
So I don't even know her name, sir.
Well, so now you will pay what? How much to her? Huh?
It's 1.
1 what? 1 what?
1.1 million.
Okay. Now this 1.1 million. Who are you going to give the 1. Huh? Which auntie? Huh? First year. Huh? To bring the baby to you. Okay. Now I think we okay for her.
Auntie Ify, which person baby you want to pay the money for?
I never see the baby. Somebody that called. That is why.
Who called you?
The number is.
They called
calling me.
that.
Somebody.
What
They
is her
want to
name?
sell.
Yes.
Oh, you wait. The person called you that there is a baby available for sale. At how much? The person tell you 950. Before you now tell this one, you tell her 1 million.
You tell her how much?
This one, you now tell this one how much? Huh? 1 1. Like 1 what? 1 million what? 1 million 1 waiting. Okay, that's what they come. So this why you are here now is to pay for the baby with this money. What do you come here to do with this money? What do you come here to do with this 1 million 1?
I said that if I see the woman that gave me the baby, if I see the child, my husband and wife.
1 buy. Okay, now let me give you this money.
Who is the person who give you the money?
What is the name? Huh? Huh?
I will remember the name.
Okay, no problem.
What is the name of the person?
So I will remember the name because the person just came. I will remember.
From where the person come?
From Umuahia.
It's okay, no ask again. Now let me come in here. That's so the other baby now. The other baby where you sell last 2 weeks. Huh? Where is the baby now?
He's at Abia. All husband and wife.
I'm not hearing Igbo.
Okay, now husband and wife. Got it.
Now husband and wife buy that one. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. They come. How did they come and carry the child? You take it to their house in Abia or they come to Umuahia where you go with the baby to carry her.
I go to their house.
What is your name? You go to their house to deliver the baby.
I call them, they carry me to pay.
Okay, so that way you deliver the baby. Okay. What is their names?
His name is on my phone.
Okay, it's okay. Okay, thank you very much. I am not all of you.
Wallahi, I am, when I say I'm speechless, I am indeed speechless. Now, honestly, I can't even speak. I'm short of words. I am short of words. A child, a human being, they are pricing a human being like, you see, when we see in Lebanon that we are being sold, we get angry. When we see in Libya that we are being sold, we get angry. Some people say that our forefathers sold our siblings as slaves, we get angry. In 2020, we hear these things being cut, and they are talking, oh, he gave me 950. I promised to buy 1 million. And I came to see the baby. If he's good, I'll buy for 1.1. Jesus Christ. Original. And bear in mind, the lady in pink, they said is a pastor's wife. She's the one that brought the baby, going to connect the baby for 950,000, less than about $2,000, about 1,950 pounds, about 2,000 euros. Jesus Christ. How come we have sunk this low? How come that life is now worthless and is meaningless and means nothing to us? How come? Sometimes I ask myself, sometimes I need to smack myself to know if I'm still alive. I live in this nation. I live in this country. Because when people say all these things, I say, well, are we all going mad? Are we all just because for the love of money? You're selling human beings as if we are pricing orange or cucumber or bag of onion. 950, 1 million. I added 100 because I came from Umuahia to Port Harcourt. Look at that. Question that I didn't get from the video is, who is the parent of that child? Is it that young lady, the young girl by the side? I don't know. Is it that they give birth to these children and they didn't abort them and they're just selling them? How, honestly, 1 million questions going in my head. How did they get these children? I believe and I want the police to get to the root of this, because the other time we had a baby factory in Imo State where a man's job, they say it's an orphanage home, a man's job was basically to sleep with multiple girls and impregnate them, promise them 500,000. After 9 months, they get, I mean, someone who doesn't have a future. It just, somebody has, sleeps with them, if everything goes all right, they deliver the baby, and you see them. That is because, you see, if this is investigated, the high and mighty in the society would actually, you see them. Someone probably cannot give birth to a child. Rather than go and adopt, what they do, they'll sometimes, I think someone said they now take some injections and overbloat their tummies. And if they wear something, I don't know, but they kind of pretend that they are pregnant. There was a lady in America kind of deceived the husband that he was pregnant and that he went to Nigeria. He didn't want to come back, and the husband was worried that the wife didn't want to come back. He said, oh, the pastor advised her to stay in Nigeria and have the baby, because she had already planned all these things. Suddenly She started, she's faking it from early morning, what's it called? Early morning vomit to feeling dizzy, sleeping at will. That for the husband to think that the wife is pregnant, and she went to Nigeria in order to have that baby. But sadly, on her way to take the baby back to America, they had to do a DNA test in order to give the child the visa. The American embassy found out the mom is not. There is no matching DNA to the one who claimed, and the man who believed that he has scored a fantastic goal, that the wife is now pregnant, sadly is equally heartbroken. At that moment, it's a question of deceit, it's a question of infidelity, it's a question of child abduction. And the man said, that's it, finito. That's the end of the marriage. Now, why wouldn't people, I know, don't get me wrong, everybody must not have a child. So that's why there is fertility treatment. That's why there is other means that, surrogates, that surrogate exists. People can, pay for others. Artificial insemination can happen. And in all this, it happens. And you come to think of it, a pastor's wife. You see, that's why you have to be very, especially women. You see, two people you cannot advise is a woman, or three people you can't advise is a woman in love, a woman in desperation to have a child, and the third one's the APC. Oh dear. So these are the three people you cannot advise, right? I don't repeat that. These are the three people you can't advise. So when a woman is in love, nothing. When a woman is desperate, I have a friend, when she told me what she went through, when she looked, she got married for a couple of years, about 10 years, she didn't have any issue. And she told me stuff that really, you listen to them, you feel like you never near any church, or honestly, you got to smack pastors. That the pastors will ask them to come for special session. Men, after a while, the man, men is, we're our own. We've done our bit now, haba. But the woman would want to go for extra session, make extra session. And at some point, this is real. This was told to me. This, I believe she's even watching me now. And the pastors that was meant to pray for her began to make advances in trying to convince her, telling her that it's like your husband is not doing it well. So let's, tango. If the baby comes, and your husband will be, that's miracle. And you think, what are you listening to? A man that ought to be a man of God, but you hear these things. And you see the love of money. You're selling children. If it's just that you have about 4 people in this video, if you walk your way back, you could actually find out that these individuals, that it might get up to that this baby was probably sold for about 200,000, because you only saw 4 people, started from 950 to 1 million, 1 million to 1.1 million. So that's actually, I do not believe for 1 second that is actually the final value. The reason why the woman came to Port Harcourt with 1.1 million could be, okay, because no one would pay upfront. I believe that baby was sold for about 2 million or 1.8 or 1.5. Maybe they said, okay, take 1.5 million, 1.1 million, go get the baby. If you come back, if the baby is a baby boy, true, and the baby is healthy, we'll pay you the rest 400,000 or 900,000. That's what I believe has played out here. But I sincerely hope that the Nigerian police, or that the police force, would obviously not take bribe in their usual manner and let this be and go the normal, usual way that it normally happens. You know, because this is absolutely absurd. I cannot fathom it. We condemn when they sell us in Libya. We condemn when they sell our girls in Lebanon, and when they do what they do in Italy. And here we come home in our own land. We, not them, not anyone, we are selling the future generation. Where is our conscience? Where is our conscience? I mean, I don't know, I am really, really outraged. So this is the second part of this video. The last part of this video, because remember, the video is the cattle route in Nigeria, which is what we ought to be doing, is cattle ranching, not cattle routes. And Nigerians who you know, baby traders caught. Then I have this man who, again, in the midst of what is happening, I don't want us to lose hope, especially those of you in the diaspora. Yes, we are here, we are the ground zero, but we must say it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Those who are here would also know that we read in the news about this Nigerian guy, oh, Igbo Kweno, very fantastic young chap, a PhD student, married. He found a wallet and he returned it. It's not a, you know, people may think it's not something incredible. You know, my wife had once gone to where she was working. She went to photocopy something and she forgot my kid's passport at the photocopying machine and went into her car. And oh, she remembered that the photocopier she came back home and remember that got the document, put them in an envelope. Oh, remember, where are my kids' passports? She ran back again to the office where the passports were. Sadly, these passports were lost. Till today, the passports were not seen, even when we had made police report and all the rest. But here we are, we have a young man who obviously needed money. You can see him here. And I want us to listen to him and hear his story. Because while we talk about the bad, we talk about everything happening, we should also talk about the good things that define us to ensure and tell us that we are not entirely bad. Yes, it is disheartening to watch these things happen. But look at this young man and listen to his story.
My name is Ikenna Steve Weke. I am from Okosu village in Amozare, in East Anambra local government area of Imo State. I'm a PhD student and a teaching assistant at the University of Tsukuba in Ibaraki Prefecture in Japan. Here is my story. On the 19th of June 2020, as I was coming back from the university at around 7 p.m., I wanted to buy kebab for my wife. When I approached the shop around the Tsukuba Center, I saw a wallet, a huge purse, and I picked it up. When I opened it, it contained a huge sum of money, credit card and other valuables. What I did immediately was to start thinking about the owner of the money. I was sure the owner was looking for the money. I was sure the owner was heartbroken. Then I took the money to the police station. On getting to the police station, the police officer asked me why I did not take the money. I told him I was raised by a decent family and that my faith as a Christian forbade me from taking anything. Then I handed over everything to him. He took my information and everything about me and then told me.
You see, I can't, say this enough. Train a child in the ways of the Lord, that when he or she grows up, he will not depart. He saw a large sum of money in a wallet with credit cards. Nigerians are, everywhere we go, sometimes we think that the government of Nigeria, we blame the government in many things, but most times it's you and I that give the nation the bad image. It's you and I, but here we have an individual from Imo State, and it must be said, from Imo State, where we had the other one, Invictus or whatever, and everyone was shouting, blah, 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 Igbo, Igbo, this. Now we have Hush Puppy. Now, imagine if he had the temptation to take this money. Imagine if he was caught. He would have destroyed his PhD career. He would have probably got into trouble with the university, his image, the whole nation's image. And everybody will be tweeting about it. But here are people, why are people not talking about him, tweeting it, showing it? That's why I have decided to make him a topic. Because we must show something different. This, I don't know. I do not believe in getting rich quick. Whether be it by juju, which is nonsensical, which is absolutely rubbish, it doesn't work, it's just nonsense. But I believe in dedication and hard work. You can grow wealth. But here we are, generations of today. Oh, he traveled abroad. Oh, 3 years, he's sending car. Send the car how? You think the abroad that he traveled, you don't have other indigenes, other nationals who are there working day and night. You think it's only you. But many times, most times actually, what they do is they come and they engage in illicit businesses and, see them. I mean, how did it not occur to anyone? For instance, looking at Hush Puppy, he has private jet, he has this, and someone said he's a brand ambassador. He does. People are just talking nonsense. What is line of business? It's a estate management. Which estate has he built? And the whole Instagram, the whole Facebook, the whole YouTube, everything is full of Hush Puppy this, Hush Puppy that. This is the right one we should be talking about here. He is the one. He is the hero. Not many people will want to talk. Some of you watching me now would actually call him a Jew man. Let's, for example, say he found equivalent of $20,000 in that wallet. Of what use would that money be to him? Yes, he will use it and give to you. What will you do? You go and drink alcohol. And that's it. And that's it. Highest, he will go to his village and build a bungalow or build a duplex. And so what? There is more to life. There is more to life than just, sometimes the way we do it. Let's listen to me. Hold on. Let me play back.
My information and everything about me, and then told me about my rights as someone who had found something that was missing. He told me that I was entitled to 10% of the money, and that if the whole of the money didn't come to pick the money after 3 months, that the whole money would be mine. Both offers were rejected by me. I rejected those offers because I'm a Christian. I rejected those offers because I was raised by a very decent family. I rejected both offers because I am a Nigerian. In Nigeria, we are a people that are selfless, known for dedication, known for honesty, known for good virtues. So when I rejected both offers, they took everything about me and I went home. 3 days later, the owner of the money called me and appreciated me. He had been calling me, he even called me 2 days ago, and probably, I'm sure, I will have the time to spend with him in the future. Now, the police, after some days, sent me a letter appreciating me for my kind-hearted gesture. Here is a message for every Nigerian. We are a people that should maintain, protect the image and the integrity of our nation, wherever we are, especially those in diaspora. We are the Nigeria that people know. When we do something bad abroad, it reflects on the image of the nation. And here is a message for non-Nigerians who think that every Nigerian is a criminal. That is not true. Nigeria is a country of about 200 million people. 200 million wonderful people. There are some criminal elements in Nigeria, I must admit. And these criminal elements are also found in every part of the world. These criminal elements in Nigeria are just a tiny fraction. They do not represent who we are. They do not speak for us. And they are not a true reflection of who Nigerians are. Thank you very much.
Now, honestly, boy, you blew my mind. I wish I'll get your number and I'll bring you on this channel, because this is one thing we need to blow out of proportion. This is one thing that we need to, because so, you know, I made a video one time, I think on the, I said it on the live TV. I once was, as a student in then I was in Kiel. Kiel is towards Flensburg, that's the northern Germany. And someone said to me to take a bag, you know, like not a traveling bag, a gym bag, you know, the bag is, you just go and give it to someone at the Bahnhof. What they call Bahnhof is the train station. And we will give you then, you know, as a student, listen, you know, if you ever actually studied abroad, you understand the difficulties for students who are genuine, who eke out and who doesn't get money from home. I mean, my parents had nothing, so I wasn't getting any money from home. So it's everything. You work during the summer semester, you need to save, you know, squeeze yourself enough in order to spread it thinly in the next 9 months before you can. And here am I, someone is offering me 2,000 euros just to take a bag and drop in a, you know, give someone in a train station that is virtually 40 minutes away. No, what am I talking? What is 40 minutes? 40 minutes, yes, if I use the bus, but I can use taxi, which will be about less than 15 euros. Now that's where the morality comes in. The moment the offer comes in, you say, "What's in the bag?" You said, "Are you a Jew man? Come on, just do this in your matter. You're a student. That means they don't normally stop. Even if they stop you, your ID card, what they call the student Ausweis, would probably allow them to." Now the temptation is, at the moment someone is telling you this, you probably, and at that moment, I probably don't have 300 euros in my account, home and abroad, as a human being. I probably, you know, I'm thinking this could pay my house rent, at least. My house rent then, I think about, I don't know, 320 or thereabouts. So if you convert 2,000 euros, you could maybe about over 6 months, 7 months, 8 months of house rent. And that's where the temptation, but to be able to withstand such rubbish temptation, and because you know it, we in us is the spirit of good and evil. We know them. We cannot run away from them. That is inherent in all of us. Now, and there is one thing I need to point out from this video. He said in Japan, it is customary that when you find something and return it, you know, they're trying to promote honesty. You return it, you get 10% of whatever. So if somebody lost $1,000, you return it, they would give you $100 out of that money, because for being honest, and you know, which is good. It's a law, but in this case, he rejected it. And also, he said in this video that if they couldn't find that person, the owner of that item, after 3 months, it becomes yours. So let's say it was $20,000, and after 3 months, it could be his. And he said, no, again, he rejected it. This is not his money. But it could interest you to know that the young chap here probably has, you know, it's maybe under difficulties to pay for his tuition for his PhD. And again, he has a wife. But it took, you know, someone who understands the principles of being upright in order to say no. It took that person to say no. It's not an easy thing. That's why some of, you know, so when you look at some of the youths that engage in Yahoo today, and sometimes when I have some conversations, it actually breaks my heart, because they will tell you, no be maga. Now you make human being you're trying to defraud as not, you demonize that person by attributing that individual as MAGA, no longer as human. And that is it. A child of today, even they sing about it, oh, if you don't get Mercedes or whatever, you don't, I mean, you know, some of us, do you know how long it took to work and be right? I mean, honestly, honesty and working dedication, you will get there. Now he's a hero. If he took that money, he probably could have been caught and now everything would have lost everything. If he doesn't have a nationality, from the way the news is going viral and the way we're going to push the news to go viral, he could eventually end up getting Japanese nationality, which is going to help him. You think if after PhD, universities or companies wouldn't offer him job opportunities for someone who they've seen that he is upright? It doesn't pay. No matter what people do, no matter, you can call me so many times as you like as a Jew man, but we must elevate our society. Someone said here that Nigerians today, that is the best TV EBBC says, Nigerians today are richer than their forefathers. But greediness is the reason people go into crime, to make valuable money. We regard people who work hard in the farm as poor people. Today, we no longer have regards for masons and bricklayers. And that's why equally they don't value themselves. I was doing a project one time. The guy doing POP for me gave me a prize. I said, I asked him, would this prize be okay for you? He said, well, Oga, yes. And he was shocked that I didn't price him. It's not that I cannot beat the price down, but I didn't beat it down in order for him not to cut corners. Because I told him, if you cut corners, then you fall out with me. And he was shocked that, oh, you're not even pricing. No, I'm not stupid. I've had quotes before. But I want to give it to you because people must earn a living, a decent living. Yes, I know there is hunger everywhere. The society is not working out. The nation, no individual, I said that in a program we had yesterday, no one in this nation is comfortable. No one in this nation is happy unless you're part of the plutocrats, the elite, the thieves. But hard work still pays. Our forefathers, our fathers were, listen, my dad, then they used to use MB100, Yamaha 100, isn't it? Before he even got to the point that he graduated in buying a car. But today, even I shared with us here one time how growing up in Onitsha, how I borrowed 1,000 naira from my dad and paid back 1,200 naira. My own dad, the biological dad, I borrowed money and paid him interest after 3 months. I bought a BMX bike. Used the BMX bike at where we have the figure, the field. You go around, you pay 1 naira. You go around with riders, people who want to learn how to use bike. But the bike was bought at PZ Onitsha. So, I mean, today when you tell people, kids all just want to give me a child, you do nothing, you're not working, you want iPhone 12, I don't even remember which one is the latest one, iPhone 10 or 11 or 12, whatever one it is. No one talks about, using the basic to get along. But here we have an honest person who found this and was able to, to return this money. Honestly, it gladdens my heart. And I said, that's why I said at the beginning, these are the news that I think after the interview I had this evening, I couldn't wait till tomorrow. I need to share this with us because something is happening. Honestly, it broke my heart that we can sell ourselves in Libya. Yes, even in Libya, we are the ones selling ourselves, even in Lebanon. But even now, the selling has come down to Owerri, it has come down to Abia, it has come down to Port Harcourt. But thank God there is someone somewhere who also can make us proud. Kashmir Ezonu says, thank you, Mazi Tochuku. Evil only thrive when good men do nothing about that. Thank you for the good work. Again, with the advert of the Android phone, there is hope. I don't know which ad. Okay, unless you're referring to my comment on what's it called? I don't know. On what's it called? Apple. But again, people, please do not misunderstand me. What I'm trying to say is, you know, you can hit the like button. Yes, Grantwood from Canada says, hit the like button, guys. Support Mazi, Canada. Mazi, okay, Grantwood from Canada. Exactly. I mean, it's, you know, it's a free world. If you want to hit the like button, but you can. But one thing we have to do is to ensure that we can, you know, stem the tide of the society that we, you know, things weren't this way when we were growing up. So the society is drifting. We're now moving from selling babies. How about selling babies? Jesus, I feel like crying. Selling babies. Selling babies. Well, huh? We're selling babies. How can we sell babies? Anyway, it's again, I can't. This guy is a worthy ambassador from Imo State, from the Igbo nation. Yes, that's who we are. We don't only give you Invictus or whatever it's called. We also give you people like him. The great Igbo nation, yes, proudly won. Sorry, but that's who we are. That's where we roll. In Igbo, we say Ofaka Lutammanuzwa. Now we have some minute bad eggs, but here we are someone who has done us wonderful and proudly so, he's done a wonderful thing by returning this. And on this note, I will say thank you very much this evening for joining me. I know it's not been easy, and I can tell us, please, if possible, I know the nation is bad. I know things are not working out. Likewise, we are all in this mess together. But while we work to liberate ourselves, because the Nigerian society is not working, we must free ourselves and we must be free. Our mindset, the reconfiguration of our mindset must start now. If not, we have the tendency of taking this bad mindset into the new configuration of the new nation. But here we are. If we begin now to reconfigure our minds and frown at ill-gotten wealth, call me old school, call me whatever you wish. Yes, I am. Ill-gotten wealth. We must frown at ill-gotten wealth. A child of 25 with no known business comes in with a Mercedes GLE, and everybody says he don't land. Come on, without me, he hasn't landed. I'm not even coming there. That's not jealousy. That's not jealousy. You know, I work, I do the things I do, but if you see me tomorrow without seeing how I have made progress to be able to acquire a private jet, if you see me as tomorrow with a private jet, know that I have stolen. Know that I have maybe 419 people. Yeah. So, but it doesn't matter. On that note, my people, I will say thank you very much for your time this evening. Thank you for joining me